Thanks for joining me on Radio Taiwan International. You're listening to Sunny Side Up, a weekly escape from the headlines that weigh us down. I'm Eloise Phillips, and in a world flooded with negative news cycles, I'm here every Tuesday to shine a light on the quiet heroes, the breakthroughs, and the everyday wins happening right now, across the globe and in our own backyards. From innovative communities in Taiwan to heartwarming news abroad, I'll share stories that remind us hope still exists. Join me for positive news reports, guests' personal highlights from their week, and special features with local changemakers. Tune in, lift up, and let's spread the good vibes together. This week, I'm bringing you stories on crocheting a climate solution, a major crackdown on a pet theft ring, new ways to reduce pain during IUD procedures, the revival of an ancient Indigenous sea route, interim housing tackling homelessness, and a community crowdfunding effort to help a taxi driver. As the world heats up, a group of grandmothers in southern Spain is proving that climate solutions can come from the heart of a community. In the town of Alorén de la Torre, local women have transformed traditional crochet into a practical tool for climate protection. Led by crochet teacher Eva Pacheco, dozens of residents work together to create a massive canopy of hand-woven panels that now stretches across the town's main shopping street. The colourful installation covers nearly 500 square metres, offering shade during the hottest summer months. Made from recycled fabric, the canopy replaces conventional plastic awnings with a more sustainable and visually striking alternative. The project began in 2019 as a small initiative, but quickly grew into a symbol of community pride and environmental action. Each year, the canopy is installed at the start of summer, then taken down, cleaned, and stored for reuse. Local officials say the shade can help lower street temperatures, making public spaces more comfortable for residents and visitors alike. In a warming world, these grandmothers are showing that meaningful climate action does not always require large budgets or complex technology. Sometimes it begins with creativity, tradition, and people coming together. Authorities in Vietnam have rescued more than 400 cats after dismantling an alleged pet theft network, marking a significant step forward for animal welfare efforts in the region. According to the BBC, police arrested 9 suspects linked to what officials described as an organised group involved in stealing and trafficking cats. Raids carried out in southern Vietnam, including Ho Chi Minh City and Tay Ninh Province, uncovered hundreds of live animals along with dozens that had been preserved. Investigators say the group had been operating for several years, collecting and transporting stolen pets to supply traders. Transactions reportedly occurred every few days. Despite the scale of the operation, there is a hopeful outcome. Animal welfare groups report that around 40 cats have already been reunited with their owners. Humane World for Animals praised the swift action taken by local authorities, noting it prevented further harm and saved many lives. The organisation is now supporting the rescued animals with food and care while legal proceedings continue. Although the trade in dog and cat meat remains legal under regulated conditions in Vietnam, public attitudes are gradually shifting. Recent surveys show increasing opposition, particularly among younger generations, signalling growing momentum for change and stronger protections for companion animals. Efforts are underway to improve pain management during intrauterine device or IUD procedures as new training tools and research highlight more effective options for patients, according to reporting from Slate. IUD insertion, a common form of long-term birth control, can cause significant discomfort. The procedure involves passing a device through the cervix into the uterus, often resulting in sharp pain and lingering cramps. Despite this, standard guidance in many clinics still recommends over-the-counter pain relief such as ibuprofen, which studies suggest may be insufficient for many patients. Medical experts point to the paracervical block, a localized anesthetic injection around the cervix, as a proven method to reduce pain during the procedure. Research over the past decade shows the technique can significantly improve patient comfort. Major health authorities, including the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists and the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, now support its use. However, adoption remains limited. Studies indicate that paracervical blocks are rarely used in practice, partly due to gaps in clinician training and long-standing underestimation of women's pain in medical settings. To address this, a San Diego-based physician has developed a 3D printed training model designed to help clinicians practice administering the injection safely and effectively. The tool, now being adopted by providers nationwide, aims to expand access to better pain management options and improve patient experience. Advocates say increasing provider training and awareness could help make more comprehensive pain relief a standard part of IUD care, giving patients greater choice and comfort during the procedure. Members of Taiwan's Tao indigenous community have embarked on a historic maritime journey, reviving an ancient sea route linking Orchid Island to the Philippines' Batanes Islands for the first time in more than 300 years. Setting sail, Monday, June 15th, a 12-metre traditional wooden canoe named Ovayan, meaning Golden Friendship, is carrying 20 rowers at a time across more than 100 nautical miles of open water. The voyage retraces ancestral paths once used to connect the Tao people of Orchid Island with the Evitan people of Batanes, who share common ethnic roots and languages estimated to be 80% mutually intelligible. Organised by the Indigenous Peoples Cultural Foundation, the expedition is both a physical and symbolic effort to reconnect cultural ties. Foundation Chair Maraus described the journey as a way to preserve shared traditions and strengthen bonds between the two island communities. The canoe itself reflects that heritage. Built over 18 months by artisans from 6 villages, it was constructed using 27 types of wood and assembled without nails, at a cost of about 6 million Taiwanese dollars, around 190,000 US dollars. A total of 60 crew members are rotating in shifts to row the vessel, navigating challenging waters including the Bashi Channel and the Kuroshio Current. While modern escort boats accompany the journey for safety, participants note that their ancestors would have relied solely on natural navigation. Expected to arrive Tuesday, the voyage highlights the resilience of Indigenous culture and the enduring connections that span generations and borders. A new approach to addressing homelessness is gaining attention for its speed, affordability, and human-centered design, offering hope to communities seeking immediate solutions. According to an idea highlighted in Fast Company's World-Changing Ideas for 2026, the non-profit Dignity Moves is rethinking the traditional housing strategies by focusing on interim housing as a practical first step. Rather than waiting years for permanent housing development, the organisation builds small, modular communities that provide people experiencing homelessness with private, secure living spaces. Founded in San Francisco, Dignity Moves creates temporary housing sites made up of individual cabins equipped with basic amenities. Residents typically stay for several months while receiving daily meals and support services, including case management to help them transition into long-term housing. Since launching its first site in 2022, the organisation has expanded across California, helping nearly 2,000 individuals move off the streets. The model is also proving cost-effective, with supporters noting it can significantly reduce public spending tied to emergency services and outreach. While not a permanent fix, advocates say interim housing offers a humane and immediate response, ensuring people have a safe place to stay as cities work toward long-term solutions. A wave of celebration following the New York Knicks' historic NBA Finals victory has sparked an unexpected act of generosity as supporters rally to help a local taxi driver whose livelihood was damaged in the festivities. The Knicks clinched their first championship in more than 5 decades on June 13th, igniting jubilant scenes across New York City. According to The Independent, crowds filled the streets, climbing onto vehicles, lighting fireworks and chanting in celebration of the long-awaited win. Amid the excitement, one moment stood out. Viral footage showed fans jumping onto a yellow cab, leaving it severely damaged, while its driver, Nuruddin Bitat, looked on in shock. Reports indicated the incident left him unable to work. The video quickly gained widespread attention online, prompting artist French Montana to step in. The musician, alongside social media creator Zachary Dereniowski and the New York Taxi Workers Alliance, launched a fundraising campaign to support Bitat. The response has been swift and generous. As of June 16, donations had already exceeded the original $25,000 goal, surpassing $36,000 to help repair the vehicle and restore Bitat's income. Organisers emphasised that, while most fans celebrated responsibly, the fundraiser reflects a broader spirit of community and accountability. Welcome back to Sunny Side Up. We've covered this week's feel-good headlines, and now it's time to hear from you. This is Gratitude Graffiti, a collage of voices from all around, sharing the little things that made life brighter this week. From small wins to quiet moments of gratitude, these stories come straight from listeners and passers-by. Piece by piece, they come together to remind us, good news isn't just something we report, it's something we live.
Hey, Eloise. What puts a smile on my face every single day? That's just looking at my daughter. She's so funny. She makes those silly faces and it's just hilarious. She's also starting to talk-ish, just making lots of crazy sounds and that kind of things, which is hilarious. And also, well, you probably hear her in the back drumming on the table. And another thing is, my boyfriend just proposed to me, so I'm super excited. I'm super happy about that. I think my baby girl wants to say something, but no, she's just having a crazy face right now. Anyway, thank you, and have a great day.
My name is Dan. I'm from Oregon in the USA. And I've lived in Taiwan for the last 3 years. What am I grateful for? So much, all the time. I can't say that life is roses. In fact, there's a lot of pain kind of built into it. I was in a motorcycle accident a couple months ago, and the gratitude was baked in. I'm okay. I'm alive. It hurt like hell. Broke a few teeth, broke my hand, broke my bike, and it kind of broke my life for a little bit. My father had brain surgery recently, and he's older. He's pulling through. So there's suffering in everything. Even so far as when that delicious cookie is done, it's finished, it's gone. But therein is the gratitude. I'm thankful for being alive. I'm thankful it wasn't worse. It sounds cheesy, but I'm thankful for when the sun shines and when my baby smiles. These are the things that make it all somehow worth it. Even if sometimes it feels like a bit of a wander, even if I have goals and I don't reach them, and life throws curveballs and all sorts of ups and downs. It's in that ride. It's actually having those downs that makes me feel the ups. It gives the contrast for those to exist. So what am I grateful for? It varies from moment to moment, but I try to cultivate it because it's all a choice. It's all vibration, and if I dwell on what's going wrong, it just doesn't feel good. And then that field affects the fields of everyone around me, my family, my friends. And that's it. I have a bad time. So, all of this to say, I guess suffering it's on the menu, but there are ways to suffer differently, I guess. Kind of pad it by being thankful for all of the things that are going right. Life is uncertain, but I am certainly blessed, and I feel that these days.
Hello everyone, I'm Penny. Today, I would like to share something positive that I'm grateful for. I feel very lucky to grow up in Taiwan, a small island with rich indigenous cultures. Recently, the Tao people from Orchid Island traveled across the ocean in their traditional plank boat and successfully reached the Batanes Islands in the Philippines. It was a meaningful journey that reminded people of the historical and cultural connections among Austronesian peoples. Taiwan is widely regarded as the homeland of the Austronesian languages, and there have been many cultural exchange activities between Taiwan and other Austronesian communities in recent years. I am happy to see indigenous peoples from different places reconnecting with each other. Through these exchanges, they can rediscover the wisdom, traditions, and bonds passed down by their ancestors while also promoting understanding between different cultures. I think preserving and celebrating cultural diversity is very important, and I feel grateful to live in a place where these cultures continue to thrive. Thank you for listening.
I'm Chris. I'm working in Taipei now. One thing that has made me really happy recently is that I found a new apartment for me and my girlfriend to move in very quickly. Renting a place in Taipei can be really difficult. Apartments are either too small, too expensive, or too far away from the city center where I work. One afternoon at around 4 p.m., I came across a post of an apartment on social media. I messaged the agent right away and arranged a viewing for 7 p.m. the same day. The location of the apartment is really nice, right outside a metro station exit. The space is a bit too small, honestly, but it is enough for 2 people. The rent is actually a bit too cheaper than what you normally get in Taipei, so I decided to sign the lease right away. From start to finish, it took less than 4 hours to find a place that meets our requirements. What's even better is that the landlord allowed us to move our things in 2 weeks before the lease officially starts, and in that period we don't have to pay any rent. That's really nice. I have been worried about what are we going to do if we can't find a place to live, but the whole problem was solved really quick. So I feel really lucky about it.
Thanks to Marsha for joyful new beginnings, Dan for finding gratitude through life's highs and lows, Penny for celebrating cultural connection, and Chris for a bit of Taipei house hunting luck, and for reminding us how many different forms good news can actually take. Remember, positive change is happening everywhere, from Taiwan's vibrant communities to stories touching your own life. If you'd like to share your story and appear on the show, please get in contact by email. You can write to me at eloise@rti.org.tw. That's eloise@rti.org.tw. Join me next Tuesday for more feel-good news, fresh personal highlights, and our monthly local Changemaker Spotlight. I'm Eloise Phillips. Thanks for tuning in, stay uplifted, and keep seeing things sunny side up. Tune in tomorrow for more programs by Radio Taiwan International. Until next time.